Hi, you can actually see all of me now. Great. Wonderful.
Well, I undid something, but it doesn't seem to be falling apart, so we're just going to leave it.
Okay. So if you hear some crash... Oh, that's the camera. There. Okay. I need to stop staring at myself. Okay. So if you hear some crashes throughout this, don't be alarmed. It's probably a camera or microphone or me because we're in a very small space and literally we have only about that much room to move, and this is a dangerous move. I have to think a lot about this.
Okay.
So
today's task, we are going to be doing this.
Seriously, we sound so stupid right now. Okay.
You wouldn't have guessed.
Okay. What?
You wouldn't have guessed we've done videos for 2.5 years, would you?
No, we have never done live streams. Let's be honest, we've never done live streams. So
yeah.
Okay. Long story short, we're Polly and Sam. Okay.
Hello.
If you don't know us, this is our first ever live stream, and we're pooping our pants. We have started already like 4 live streams that.
3 of them have gone through, so if you have watched any weird kind of
faces, I don't think there was any swearing in this, but live streaming is hard. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. Okay? So, but today we are actually gonna be discussing our van design.
Yep.
A lot of you probably don't know, though, even though I've kind of mentioned it 10 billion times. Yeah, I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah, we can't just stop and then go again. It's now going. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So
yes, we're doing our own van design. We're at the very beginning stages. We're getting things formalized. We're getting ideas flowing, and we're figuring out what exactly we want to do, what we want to not do by looking at other people, doing research, and then kind of drawing it on a lot of whiteboards. Yeah. Seriously, we have 5 whiteboards. It's an addiction.
Just 5?
Yeah, we have 5.
3, 4, 5.
Only 5. 6.
7, I think. 6 or 7.
Where's the 7th?
I don't know. I think I counted 7 around me right now. But yeah, so.
Starry sky behind us, apparently.
Oh.
There is indeed.
Yes. Oh, that actually looks cool now. Yeah. We're definitely live streaming at night. Okay.
Wonderful. So. One of the major questions that we have about doing a van design, because you haven't got a lot of space inside, one of the biggest things that actually goes that, takes up the most space, especially when it's out, is the bed.
Yeah. So today we actually, a very popular question is, which way should you actually put the bed? Should you put it lengthwise or widthwise?
Basically, should we put it going this away or going this away?
So
draw a stick figure.
Can they actually see that? I don't think they can actually see that.
Yeah. Okay. Which one is it?
So this one. Oh,
no.
Yeah. So you just lift that.
Oh, I just need to lift this camera.
Yeah.
There you go.
They can't actually see that. Come on.
Hold on. I'm trying to get it.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
So here's our wonderful sketch.
Okay, so either it goes across, like so. I know this is so to scale, or it goes the other way. I have colors. I'm gonna use colors.
There we are.
Yeah, I'm weird. Get used to it. Yeah. Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you can go either widthways or lengthways.
Now, the thing is, I've lost my train of thought again.
Okay. This is going terribly.
Let's go over the van specs, because we've just drawn a box with 1, 2, 3, and 4 meters.
Okay. So let's stop jumping the gun. Okay. So, hi. You can see my nose here. That's weird. Okay. So. So what do you need to know about what the hell we're doing today? So today, like we said, so we're going to be sharing with you how we're going to be designing our van, and this is the first stage of actually designing the layout. Now, we do a lot of these design sessions, and we've done like so many, and basically we decided that we should basically just share something with you live, and as we carry on doing live streams, I'm sure we'll get better at it. But we are planning to convert either a kind of a sprinter size van, a long wheelbase Sprinter size van or a VW Crafter.
Maybe a Ford Transit or one of the others.
But so far, I think the VW Crafter is a favorite. So if you're planning to do that sort of thing, which is probably why you would end up watching this video, the size that we're looking at is, can they see that? Yeah, I think they can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, can they hear that if I point that way?
Sure.
If you can hear me when I'm looking and talking at the board, can you please tell me? Or if you can't. Okay, so long wheelbase. Okay, and the size of a long wheelbase, which is, you can see, this is drawn to scale. The length is 4.2 meters long, and the width here is about 1.78 meter of, and this is key, of loadable space. And what that means we're gonna get onto like in a bit. Okay, so is that all we need to know about the van that we're using? Let us know if you want to know any details about it, because frankly I know it too well in my head.
So this is our box, and it is drawn to scale.
Yes.
5 centimeters on the board is 1 meter in the van.
Yeah. Now, when starting to draw out your layout in your van, obviously there's so many little bits and pieces, and it may be very overwhelming as to where to start. Well, generally, the thing that actually takes the most space, or the most thinking about how you can either fit it so it's convertible or whatever, is the bed. So, like we said, that's why we're starting here. Now, some of you may not have actually thought about, like, of course you put the bed, widthways or lengthways, that doesn't matter. But it does, especially if you want to actually put it widthways. And here is why. And I'm actually going to check my notes here because I want to make sure that I don't forget anything.
There we go.
Okay.
So, it may seem straightforward, actually, looking at this here. If you roughly know the size of normal beds and the size of normal human beings, you will know that most people are around this height or slightly shorter. I think the average height in Europe is about...
You said your height was average, which was...
1.76 m. I'm 1.76 m or 5'10". And most people, I think that's the average height in Europe.
I don't actually know what the hell you said.
1.76 m.
1.76 m. So that's...
What are you writing?
I don't know. I've read height of
human
people.
Very well.
I feel sorry for teachers. I can't. It's impossible to write like this.
So this is my height, and this is roughly the average height of people in Europe. As you can see, 1.76 m is less than 1.78 m, and as you can see from this drawing, it makes more sense to have the bed widthways if you can sleep like this, because then you get more floor space in the rest of the van. This red block up here sticks out a bit, and this is a bit of an awkward corridor. So
basically, to summarize this part, okay, because most people, when looking at the numbers like this, would just basically just fit going widthways. They think, okay, well, we'll put the bed across like this, because then we get all of this space here
to work with, to build the kitchen, to build all the other stuff. So
what's the problem?
So what's the point of this video is basically, what's the dilemma?
Yeah, so...
Well, there are a few reasons.
Right.
The most important one, especially here in the UK, is for insurance.
Yes, although we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Okay, because first let's think about the design feature. Like, what does it mean? What happens to your design when you actually decide to go across? And what happens is that you actually have to raise the bed, and that is because, and I need my rubber. I need rubber. Where did I put it?
You had the rubber earlier.
I know.
And then you said...
there it is. Okay.
It's on the board.
So, which board? Actually, I'll put it down this one, and
yeah.
So we don't have to rub that off.
Oh, no. No, we needed to leave it on that one.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So...
Okay. Right. Bye-bye. Design. Okay.
There we are.
Okay. So, if you put the bed across, you would have to raise it because... So this is a back view of a van. Okay? So if you open the back doors, this is what you see. Oh, that's actually inaccurate. It'll actually curve in. So a van of a Sprinter, Crafter, Ford, Transit size
sort of does this.
Does this, yeah. So it's narrow at the top. So
it's
that's
widest,
narrow.
It's widest at like the lower third. A third of the way up from the floor is about its...
Yeah, so essentially to get that 1 meter 78, you would have to put the bed about yay high. All right, so that's bed.
Also, you can't put it on the floor because you're missing... They're even enough. There's wheel wells at the bottom as well, so you can't put it directly on the floor. And I think the distance between the wheel wells is about 1.35 m on the crafter.
Something like that, yeah.
So you definitely couldn't sleep widthways here.
Okay. Oh, you got a bit of glare there. But you can't see that now. Great.
Okay.
That's... Amateurs. Huge amateurs. Okay. So, now that is actually... Oof, camera, there. Now, that is actually a very popular design, especially if you want a fixed bed.
Yeah.
Now, this is very good if you don't mind sleeping high up, and also gives you a lot of storage for all your clutter. If you're a hoarder and you're worried about moving into a tiny space, don't worry, there's plenty of space underneath there. Also,
under the bed.
Yeah, you...
Stuff it under.
Stuff under the bed. But also a great place to actually put water tanks, batteries, etc. Basically, your utility closet and clutter closet. A lot of people put like mountain bikes or just normal bikes.
Snowboards, skis, motorbikes,
like,
even.
Like gear, basically. Yeah. It is the garage. You know what a garage looks like. So...
Also, a lot of people put like their batteries, solar systems, other things under there as well. Bulky stuff that you don't need to access too often. So it's not a bad design.
Yeah.
But we don't want a fixed bed, I don't think. Do we?
No, we do want to. We want a bed that we don't want to have to make. So that's the problem, that we don't want to lose the space here, which you can't actually see because whatever.
No, they can.
Oh, okay, you can't see that. I forget my camera angle. Okay, yeah. So we don't want to lose the space here, but we have a bit of issues with the across bed, and that is, as Sam said earlier, one is insurance, because the UK they the DVLA, the what are they?
Driver Vehicle License Association.
Wonderful.
I will call them that.
Wonderful.
Basically, the people who say you can drive, they issue driver's licenses, they issue MOTs and whatever.
And also they're the ones responsible for re-registering a van into a camper van or a motor home, as they call it.
Yeah, and you want to do this because basically everything is cheaper. Insurance is cheaper, ferries are cheaper, yada yada.
Yeah, so they have a requirement that for a van to be registered as a camper van, that the bed has to be 6 foot long or 1.80 m. Now,
can you see the problem here?
As you may remember, this space, actually, this space here, I'm gonna get a color.
Yeah.
This space of loadable space is 1.78 m. Okay, approximately. So, and when 1.78 m is less than 1.80 m.
Now draw the less than sign the right way round.
No, I'm not going to embarrass myself that much. Okay. So, that is the first obvious problem. Now, that doesn't necessarily stop you from putting the bed that way because it's only 2 centimeters. You can wiggle out 2 centimeters somehow.
Plus, apparently, like, when you apply for this insurance, you actually have to send pictures and tell them how long the bed is. And they can approve it via those pictures, basically. They can send it's a special form you have to they'll change it on the form, and you can send the pictures in, and they'll send you the form back with it done. Now, they can come and check.
They can come and check. So we don't recommend that you lie about the 2 centimeters. We recommend that you manage to work out how to get a 1.80 m bed in the cross area. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this size is the amount of loadable space, and what that means is actually the space that you physically have when you buy the van, the space that you can actually start putting boxes in, the space that you can load stuff in.
Yeah.
Which means that there's actually framing from what happens is color. Okay, so this is the wall that you see inside the van. So when you walk in, that's your cladding. Okay. What actually the van looks like is okay. So this is the outer wall.
The metalwork. This is what you see from the outside.
Yeah. So the red is the metalwork, and what this space is filled in is insulation. So I'm gonna put this side. Insulation. Okay. So can they see me? Yeah, they can see me. Okay. So essentially, you can extend your living space or your bed space by 2 centimeters either side, and that will give you the space you need to actually fit the mattress and
pass the requirement of the 1.80 m.
Fit the requirement. However,
there's a problem with that as well.
There's a bit of an issue because, as I said, this is where your insulation goes, which means that in order to fit the bed, those 2 centimeters on either side that you cut is actually space that you're reducing the insulation right here.
So basically where your head is going and where your feet are going.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever slept with a nice cooler draft entering your head and feet when it is cold outside, but it's probably not too comfortable.
Well, we have we have slept in a van that had basically no insulation
by our heads and feet.
By our heads and feet.
Anyway.
Actually, I think that was the place that had the most insulation because it was just terribly insulated. But it literally had maybe they can't see that. It had like 1.5 centimeters of insulation, of not actual real insulation, it was some sort of black foam that it wasn't real insulation that actually was going to do anything. And it happened to be turning -14 that night, and you could definitely feel it. You could feel when it was 0 degrees, definitely you can feel the cool breeze coming from the wall. But what we're saying is that you need to have even insulation. Your insulation needs to be balanced throughout the van. One, because you will get cold, especially when if the cold is coming from the bedroom. It means that when you're sleeping, that's when you're the most relaxed, and that's when you're gonna get badly chilled. But also, if your insulation is very unbalanced, that can result in condensation. Condensation causes mold, and it can cause freezing in places where it shouldn't.
And rust as well.
Yeah. But basically, unbalanced insulation can lead to condensation, and that is very bad. Very bad. Yeah. I believe there was something else.
What do I know to say? Yes, bad insulation also means that you would spend more on heating as well.
Oh yeah, that too.
Because
because you need to heat it more, because the heat will be escaping. So essentially, limiting the insulation here can be a very big problem if you basically don't do a few more expensive things, such as my brain freeze.
Brain freeze.
What do you do to fix this problem? We discussed it yesterday. One, you can actually find some sort of smart, thinner insulation to go in that particular area.
So like super insulation.
Yeah, that will basically compensate. It will retain as much heat as a thicker insulation would, but it will be thinner. Now, I don't know of one, so I can't recommend you one. If you know one, tell me. So you have to do the research on that one. But I can guarantee you that it's going to be more expensive because it will be some smarter, cool thing, polymer or something. So that's one way to fix it. And also, I must say the least favorite way of mine to fix it is to actually bulk out the sides of the van. And what do we mean by this?
Get another color.
I'm running out of colors. I think I'm gonna go with black again.
Black again.
Yeah, I think so. So if you bulk out the sides of your van, it will go something like this. So this area here, where the back window would usually go, instead of putting a window there or just leaving it, you would put an extension that looks something of the sort. It'll look like weird ears. Okay, your van will have weird ears.
So yeah, like these are the panels where windows would normally go, and what you do is you cut. Well, I don't quite know how they do it, but basically they cut that section out, and then they fit either like a plastic or a metal bulging thing.
It's a metal. I believe it's a metal one. It's exactly the same as the rest of the van. I think it's actually just also a standard thing that somebody's developed. But yeah, what happens is your van basically puffs out its back ears, and you can actually fit the bed and insulation comfortably. However, you can kiss stealth mode goodbye. Yeah, and if you're living full time in the van, or you're traveling for full time in a van, what? Oh.
We have a James.
Oh, hello. Evening.
Evening. It is indeed. Wonderful. Hello.
You found us.
Yes.
Where was I?
Stealth mode.
Stealth mode. Yes. Mm-hmm. So if you're traveling full time in a vehicle, sometimes you may not be able to find a campsite or a safe location to park, and it's just nice sometimes people not to know that you're in there. But sometimes you just want to pull up somewhere because you're exhausted from driving and you just want the peace to just nap for a bit. And if you look like a camper the whole time, and it's basically like you're a thorn in people's eyes, that you're a camper, they're more likely to report you because a lot of people were a bit squeamish about campers. It depends on each country, but even when people are parked in the accurate places, some people may dislike this, despite the campers not actually breaking any rules, and report them anyway. So yeah,
just some stuff us campers have to deal with.
Yeah, so that is our problem with bulking it out. But if you do not have those considerations, then that is fine. Though obviously you'll have to pay for the puffing out. Yeah. So
right.
That is that. I think that's pretty much all the points for the Widthwise bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for us,
I'm just checking comments and stuff. Yeah,
I think we're good.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so basically, with actually, there was something that I was thinking that it was to do with the height. Yeah, it was to do with height.
Height?
Yes.
The height of what?
Again, the human height.
Ah.
Yes, it was to do with that.
Yes, yeah. I remember. We were discussing this last night because we're trying to mentally prepare ourselves. Yes, there is a problem because I may be 1m76, and even if the bed is 1m78.
Okay, can I see the bottom?
Let's switch to the bottom, maybe.
Let's go there. Okay, so if we have a mattress here, so let's draw a mattress, approximate size. This is definitely what a mattress looks like. So this would be exactly 1m80. Okay, so a human of Sam's stature, essentially, if he sleeps like a vampire
in a log,
yeah, he'll basically fill up.
That's a very small head and very small feet.
There you go.
Someone has just stretched me out.
Yeah, so essentially he'll fill up the whole space. You've just made yourself really grumpy with tiny eyes.
Yes.
Okay, now let's get back to the point. that we're trying to make, because I'm gonna forget it. Okay, now as most of you know, most people don't actually sleep like vampires and stretched out like a board. And also you generally sleep on a pillow, which means that when you put the pillow like that, okay?
Yes, my body is huge. Yes, it is.
Okay, so...
You've just decapitated me. I'm in a fishbowl now.
Don't worry, I fixed it. Yeah, so... you sleep on the pillow. So if you actually imagine yourself on your pillow, you actually are about 15 centimeters away from the wall. So from 15 centimeters away from the wall to the edge of the bed, there's only about 1 meter 65.
165. You're 1 meter 64.
Exactly. So essentially,
can I draw you? I'm gonna draw you now.
Hold on, I need to fix you.
No, I'm drawing you.
No. Okay, so essentially, this drawing of Sam is very inaccurate in terms of length because his feet would actually be hitting here, and then he'll actually have to bend his knees like that. Okay, so
people would never guess that you do art.
I am in a rush. Okay, so essentially, I think actually his feet will be sticking out the van like that.
Wonderful.
Okay. What's wrong with my hair? And you've made my brain very small. Okay, yes. I know I'm not keeping a straight line right now, but I am very smart. So, actually, there you go, that's my brain.
It's actually a tinfoil hat.
Okay. Let's draw my pillow, okay? So if I draw my pillow in the same area, I'm sure you're far too intelligent for me to have to illustrate this, but since it's so amusing, okay, bye.
No.
Okay.
No.
So I'm 1 meter 64, by the way. So essentially, 15 centimeters away from the wall would mean that Hold on. We must make this realistic.
What is this?
La 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 la. Which means that my feet would just be basically touching the wall. Like I will have to almost be stepping on the wall. Because also when you lie down, your toes are actually kind of relaxed, so they actually make you longer as well. So, in conclusion, essentially putting the bed across can actually cause a bit of claustrophobia. If you are longer than 1 meter 64. Actually, if you're 1 meter 64, because
this is what will happen to you.
Yeah. So essentially, when we tried the sleeping in our, well, actually, we did sleep. Hello.
Yes.
Cat, if anybody can hear her.
Where is she?
We okay, I'm losing train of thought here.
Well, she's hungry. Ooh. Actually, where is she? Show them where she is.
Cat.
Say hello.
Hello. You're interrupting the live stream.
What is it? You want to go out? Yeah?
She can go out. The door's open.
There you go. Go.
Cool.
Okay.
Bye, cat. Okay. So.
Where were we?
I have no idea. Yeah. Oh yeah. So when we slept in our Scandinavia camper, which the series is now, which you will be watching the videos of that trip now. When we were sleeping in exactly this set of bed, even with the the walls were a little bit puffed out. Actually, no, they weren't puffed out. There was just no insulation. My bad. But yeah, when I was lying down on the 1 meter 80 bed, I actually did occasionally feel uncomfortable and claustrophobic because there was nowhere really to stretch. Or basically, stretch.
Yeah, there was nowhere to stretch, and I had to sleep either diagonally, which was awkward, or with my legs bent.
Yeah, I think of course, when you sleep, you don't always sleep stretched out, and you usually curl up in a ball or something like that. But you do want to be able to stretch as well. So personally, I would recommend that unless you're short, then potentially a cross is probably not the best thing to do, but you should definitely try it before you actually commit to building your van that way. Now,
Right.
let's have a look. So, cool, maths, great art.
What, are those on the checklist?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
If you're going for okay. Now, so generally, that's all the plus and minuses of a. That's
one way or the other way bed.
That's the plus and minuses of the widthways bed. Now, why would you go with a lengthways bed?
Because there's an obvious downside to it, which is you lose the floor space or some floor space. I mean, technically you don't actually lose any floor space because this floor space here actually comes down the side instead.
Okay, so what happens? Let's just take it slowly and have a look what happens when you put the bed lengthways. Okay, so first of all, your garage immediately becomes much bigger. So before, your garage was 1 meter 80 by, let's say, 1 meter 35, which is the standard size of a single bed. But when you put the bed lengthwise, it's about 1 meter 80 by 1 meter 80. So you get a massive garage.
1 meter 80 by 1 meter 80.
Well, 1 meter 80 by 1 meter 70.
Oh, you mean pretty much.
Well, you get this
that space,
and you get that space.
I mean, unless the thing is, this corridor is usually too thin to make it into a walkable corridor. Actually,
that corridor is usually about 50 centimeters.
Well, if the bed was 1 meter 35 wide and that's 1 meter 78, doing maths, 178 minus 135 leaves it at 32. 32 centimeters is, where's the ruler? The singular.
I don't know. Where did you put it? There's probably one in there.
Not that one. Come on. I can. Okay, I can't get the ruler out the drawer.
With smooth. Going smoothly here. Ooh, okay.
I cannot get it out the drawer. Okay, seriously, I actually am incapable of getting a ruler out the drawer. I've committed to this now. I must complete the mission.
By the way, I found the other one. There you go. So you were calculating how big this corridor is.
This ruler is 30 centimeters.
Yeah.
And that is me widthwise.
Yeah, so you can just about squeeze through.
I mean, you can go in sideways.
Yes.
But
Hold on. You're much skinnier than that. Look.
There you go.
Yeah. So, you could obviously fit through it, but it's not. I don't recommend it because in small spaces, bruises become very
yes, it is
common
ruler
occurrence.
problems. Yes, it is only ruler problems.
Yes, only. There's nothing.
See, there's nothing wrong with me.
Okay. So, essentially, this space you cannot use to walk. So you can't like put storage or something and easily make it easily accessible. So people usually put like cupboards here. Okay. Cupboards that sort of look like. Can they see this at all? I think you need to come closer.
Which one? Are we going on the top or the bottom?
Go on this one.
Okay.
So, with the corridor,
we shall switch views.
I'm gonna go 3D. Can I see that?
Yep.
Oh, try not to move too much. Okay. So this is the van. Actually, ugh. Okay. So this is the bed, which is raised because, well, for continuity's sake. Okay. So this is a lengthways bed.
We go in 3D.
Okay. So
yeah, you just ran out of space.
This is a lengthways bed. And this is the corridor that you have remaining. Anybody said anything?
Apparently, they're glad that it's only the ruler that's getting stuck and not me Maybe except in the UK, but other areas.
Okay.
I'm not sure about those rules. We only know about van rules.
Yes, we don't know about van rules. Okay. So people usually put these cupboards.
We'll look into it.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll look into it. Oh my. Okay. Wonderful. We have a ruler. Oh, and great, the cat's back as well.
Okay. So, getting back to the point at hand.
Don't worry, we're not actually going to look into it.
Okay. So, generally, if you put the bed lengthways, you can't use the corridor, so you end up with a lot of cupboards like this. Okay? Yes, cat. I know you understand it perfectly. You're probably the only one at this point.
What is it?
Okay.
Go out the door. See, the door is open. Out you go. Nope. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Going back on the table.
So, go to the other view, I think.
Yeah. So.
So essentially, if you go lengthways and you still raise the bed, you essentially end up with your cupboards and most of your storage right here.
Next to the bed.
And you sacrifice like 50 centimeters, half a meter of your space generally. Of living room and walking space and etc. and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, however, there are actually huge advantages to having a lengthways bed because you can actually design a lot more stuff around a lengthways bed.
Or so far as we have found, anyway.
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
For one, convertible beds are a lot easier when the bed is actually going lengthways instead of whatever the other one is. Widthways.
Because we have this space a little bit to work, like we can build a contraption a bit easier. Seems...
Yeah. For one, you can put the bed at any level you want. So you can put it at the standard house height, let's call it.
Well, you have to put it on the wheel weld or above.
Yeah, so, something like
this. Unless the wheel weld is actually under here, in which case you do waste a bit of cupboard space, but then you can have the bed basically on the floor. So, yeah. Depends on what you like.
You can't have it on the floor unless it's more of a single one.
There's a wheel weld on the other side.
Oh, yeah, you have 2 wheels. That would be a really, really weird and useless van with a missing back wheel.
We don't need this wheel well here.
Yeah. So you can put it obviously lower down, or you can put it higher. Although if you put it much higher than this, you struggle to sit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a person is sitting up, you know what's coming. We're drawing your person. Okay.
We're drawing you.
No, it's you. Okay, so a person.
It's an alien. It's green.
Okay, so person. La 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 da da. La 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 la.
I was about to say it's going a lot better. Why didn't you draw me like that? But now he's just got a broken leg. His knee goes the other way. He's got 2 knees.
I'm sorry, person, for breaking you.
Just... There you go. That's better.
Okay. Now, that's a very small person because... this is about a meter of head height, which is a lot usually. Usually you get about 80 to 70. No, actually 80 is probably the standard of room here. So what you get is... So that is anywhere between 1 meter to 0.8 meters of space that somebody of Sam's height can stand up. However, because you have walls all around you, you have to consider how claustrophobic you are. Because it's small space, and when you obviously are in a box, makes it smaller, you may go crazy or something. Yeah. So you have to really consider that part. But obviously, the more space you have on here, the less space you have in the garage for all the clutter you have.
Yeah. So it kind of balances out between how much space you feel comfortable sitting up in and how much space you actually want.
Give them a close-up of that.
Yeah. So basically, how much space you actually feel comfortable sitting in this area and how much space you actually want in the garage, and you kind of like move this up and down depending on where you want it.
Now, convertible beds. Okay.
Indeed.
Okay, so hold on. I think I'm gonna draw something on the bottom here.
Alright, let's switch to the bottom view.
Right, let me have a look. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Are you enjoying this, by the way? Whoever is watching.
Hoping so.
Hoping so.
I know we're weird. I promise we'll get better. Not with the weirdness, the actual live streaming part.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I said, you can actually have a lot more design opportunities with a lengthways bed, because a lengthways bed is easy to convert into a couch. Okay, so there's different ways that you convert it into a couch. Where can they see? They can see down here. Okay, so what happens is, so you go lengthways, so what you can have is those convertible table couches. I think this is a bird's eye view.
You think?
Well, okay. Ta-da! You get this, and then you have the table here. So this is, this needs labels. Okay, so this is a couch, and this is table. Okay, and if you go have a look at a lot of videos with people with those sort of beds, you drop down the table, and basically that makes the rest of the bed.
The art is, insert word here, everything else perfect. The word you are looking for is...
magnificent.
Questionable.
Magnificent.
Fine, magnificent.
Wunderbar.
I don't know how to spell that. I don't know how to spell magnificent. Magnificent? Yeah, that looks about right.
Okay.
It is indeed magnificent.
Yeah. So, let me try to do that 3D.
Oh my god, there are cactuses there. There we go.
3D. How do you use this 3D? 3D. Okay. Haha. There we go. So that's the couch area, and then you get a cool arm table. Oof. Color. I need different color.
Not allowed to swear or be rude, so I'm just gonna go with the same.
Okay. So,
it is unique.
Right. And then that is the tabletop. Like that. And then the table drops down to the same level here to complete the bed. Okay? And that is usually possible with a lengthways bed more than any other. The other convertible option with a lengthways bed is go to this corner.
We're going to this corner.
Or like here at the bottom.
Right. Can we tilt that down? We're going this way. There we go.
Table bed. Okay. So the other one is when the how do I explain that? When the rails of the bed go kind of in each other like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they interlace. So a bird's eye view of a bed without a mattress is, so let's ignore the lack of straight lines. It is fine. When you're doing this officially, use a ruler and don't do it on a whiteboard with your hand standing up. Okay, essentially another color. And the other side of this is the other half of the rail. Okay, like so.
Perfect.
Okay, so this is its closed position, so closed bed, and then in its open position it just...
It's not a comb, it's a bed.
Well, actually, a comb is a very good analogy.
We should take the comb as a compliment.
It's supposed to look like a comb, Jesus. Okay. Okay, so that's the first half again. And then
actually, if you look at it this way, it's like a giant centipede.
Great, thank you. It's a bed rail. Okay, so basically its open stage is the combs are separated. There we are. And the mattress goes on top. Okay, so this is the open. And then basically the mattress goes on there. Usually the mattress is cut in half in this case, and so the side view of it will be, so
that's the platform.
This is the platform where the combs are. So these are the combs. There you go. You can see the edge of that comb. And then the mattress. The mattress. This one stays there. Here. The other one is usually made into the
backrest.
And then when you extend that, the mattresses follow along.
This mattress shifts that way, and that one you flip round, put next to it.
Yeah.
So you have two small mattresses next to each other. Usually you put a sheet over them so they don't like split apart and you fall down. Please do not knock it.
Yeah. So that's a huge advantage of lengthways beds.
Okay.
Right. However, when I said that you can put the bed at any height, which both this sort of scenario, can I see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this scenario, this has moved. I don't like it. They can't see that. Like so. They need a bigger view than that. Haha. There we are. Okay. Yeah. So.
Oops.
With this scenario, these convertible couches are usually positioned at almost normal bed height, which means that you would have lost this garage space.
Yeah.
Okay. This usually is also put at a normal couch height, because if you think about it, if you're gonna use the space during the day
as a couch, you wouldn't be able to sit on it.
Yeah.
Normally.
Like if you want to climb on the couch every time, that's okay. But usually most of us just kind of want to stumble into our home and then crash on the seat. Okay.
That was a wonderful demonstration.
And not sit on pens and other stuff. Okay. Okay. So, what was I saying?
You were saying that this is at normal couch height.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. So, essentially, if you go lengthways and you don't raise the bed, you lose a lot of the storage underneath, which means that you have to put it higher usually. So you usually have to put it somewhere across here, like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Which you have to do it very carefully, and
because you bang your head if they're too low down.
Yeah, and also you may feel like you don't have as much space because
everything is invading you.
Yeah. So because it's a very, very small space, you should try and keep things as open as possible and as clear as possible. So there should be a very clear path through the van. There shouldn't be things intruding on your site and things like that.
Yeah.
We can discuss that in the live stream because we're gonna digress. Okay. Right. What else? What other advantages does a lengthways bed have?
I've just realised something. As we are 57.5 minutes into this stream.
Yeah.
It is unlisted.
Is it?
Yep.
Alright. Put it public. But everybody else could see it, so.
No.
Yeah, just put it public then.
Okay. Hold on a moment. Wonderful.
Well, YouTube is weird, okay? Even though they were unlisted, they were popping up. So I was like, well, I forgot about it. Whatever.
Anyway,
okay.
So if you have made it 58 minutes through the stream and have only just come on,
you deserve a prize.
You will realise why it hasn't gone through. Anyway.
Yeah. So, that reminds me.
Does it?
Randomly. Well, a good advantage. A lengthways bed is actually great if you want a single bed. Okay? So if you basically are a solo traveler a solo van lifer,
and
you don't want a double bed, put a single one. It saves a lot of space, and put it lengthways, because why not? You have the space then.
Pretty much.
Maybe you should buy 2 vans. You sleep in one, I sleep in the other.
No.
Okay, we'll sleep...
Double the cost. You have to convert 2 vans, have to get 2 forms of insurance. No.
I know. Okay, well, one can be the bedroom and the other one can be the living room.
We'll just...
I'll drive one, you drive the other. Next project, okay.
Next project, jeez.
Okay, fine. The second project is a bus, I know. Sorry.
Shh. Don't give away all our secrets.
It's not a secret. Okay. So. Okay. Now, by now, most of you would have realized, whether you joined the beginning of this or now, we're ridiculous and we don't know about live streaming. Okay. Okay. So, I think that's pretty much
as far as we've gotten in our heads.
Yeah.
Our heads are now on the board.
Yeah, our heads are definitely on the board, as demonstrated right there. Go to close up. There we go. So generally, to recap after this hour-long blabbing, that you can either put your bed lengthways or widthways. There are advantages and disadvantages to both. Generally, you have to raise the widthways bed, which means that what does it mean? Seriously, I just talk about it for an hour. So you have to raise the bed, which gives you a garage, and putting it widthways gives you a lot more living space. However, if you're longer than 1.65 m, then you probably shouldn't because of claustrophobia. Okay, so that's generally the widthways idea,
okay.
Or you can bug the van out, and that will be.
So we've got a positive of widthways. Can they see that? They can see that.
Yeah, I think so.
So we've got widthways and we've got lengthways. So the positive of a widthway is more...
You're writing in green. That's probably the worst color to write in.
Jeez, how do you write on boards?
Okay, hold on.
Well, I was trying to do like green for red and green for positive and red for negative.
But green doesn't actually... Well, where's the rubber?
I don't know. There's the rubber.
Okay. Hold on. So, make them see the top.
Double beds, more room for myself because I like to move around. Yeah, that is true. A lot of van lifers, even if they are solo travelers, they actually do put double beds in their van. It's, I can see the appeal of it. Mm-hmm. Like, having more space. I guess you have to weigh it up whether you would actually want more space to, like, sleep in, or whether you would want more, like, floor space or basically non-bed space in the van because you've only got a certain dimension to work with. Plus, I guess maybe a small mattress also make you feel more claustrophobic. What do you think? Like, if it's a tube of sorts?
Well, don't make it a tube.
Don't make it a tube.
It's up to you, you know. If that's
it's always good to have a double bed. Who knows? That is another reason to have a double bed. Be optimistic that you will meet someone.
Exactly.
Or
okay.
have friends.
Plan ahead. Okay. So, I think generally the only big advantage of having a widthways bed is that you actually get more floor space. Okay?
Thing is, you're clogged up as it is, so it's nice to have that little extra space to move around and be free.
Freedom! Yeah.
Thing is, you can easily fit a double bed into a van and have plenty of other space outside of it. Plenty of couples do it and plenty of solo people do it. So
exactly.
Depends on your preference, really.
Pretty much.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, we would love to be able to put it widthways, and we haven't actually concluded whether we're going to do it widthways or lengthways.
I think we're like 80-20, 70-30 split. Like 80% probably lengthways, but 20% widthways, would you say?
At this point, probably yes, because of our experience in the Scandinavian van.
Yeah.
Because of the insulation, basically.
Insulation.
You notice the little insulation. You know, if it's less insulation, you notice it. You know the
definitely notice it.
And you feel the cold. I had to sleep with a hat. Okay, minus 14 degrees. Of course, you need a hat when you're sleeping. And the heating was on 22 degrees the entire night.
And we didn't feel any of it.
well, we did feel some of it, but the temperature could not raise itself above 18 degrees.
Anyway, that's another problem.
Yeah. Okay, and another live stream about insulation. Okay, so widthways beds gives you more space.
Lengthways.
You can still get a lot more garage space. So more garage
space.
Okay, so you get more garage space. You get more design plus more design options.
Options, I guess.
Options.
Possibilities.
Yeah. As far as we know, if you have any cool widthways ideas, tell us.
Please, because we would much prefer to put it widthways if we can get away with it.
Yeah.
Currently, we can't see how we can.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think of any ideas, please let us know.
Please do. Okay. And yeah, generally, that was what this whole hour was about.
Wonderful.
Okay. Any questions?
So yeah, that's 1 hour in 3 points. And a lot of wonderful drawings.
Oh, come on. The drawings are worth it. By the way, in my head, I was drawing much better than this last night. It's very hard to do it on a board.
I know. I have to do some proper sketches.
Oh, yeah. I'm redoing the sketches.
Yeah.
I was actually imagining that I was going to draw people like this. I'm going to fail miserably now.
What are you drawing?
You will find out.
We're going to see. Switch to camera mode 2.
It's so hard on the board.
We have an alien.
It's not an alien. Something like this. And then the other arm will be kind of like here. Like that. Something like this.
Are you sure it's not an alien?
I am sure. There you go, a sleeping person. You know, you're bold, by the way, now. That's you.
No, I don't want to be bold. Just be
See, okay, much better.
Just be forceful as long as it doesn't hurt. What were we talking about 2 minutes ago?
I don't know. What were we talking about?
More space, more options. Indeed. I think.
I don't know. Clarify. What were we talking about? Actually, clarify. I was looking at the wrong camera.
Okay.
Too many cameras. There are 4 cameras surrounding us, by the way.
I know.
Okay. So. Right.
I can't see how you would ever make that better.
Ridiculous boy. Okay. So yeah, that's generally the gist of what this whole live stream was about, and essentially, if you enjoyed it, that is wonderful. I'm so surprised.
If you've even made it this far, we're surprised.
Yeah, we will be doing more of these live streams,
and they will be getting better.
I promise.
Honestly, we spent 2.5 hours. We had computer problems. And then we had camera connection problems. And then we had some other problems, which I don't even remember. Or the streaming problems, and then something else.
And then we didn't put it public. Whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But also, another thing, we are actually in the process of starting our Patreon page, where I would like to do exclusive live streams with basically how I actually calculate and build and design these further, away from the whiteboard.
They actually go onto modeling 3D software.
On the modeling 3D software, and actually showing you how to calculate things physically to actually build them accuratally.
Yeah, because if you're building something like this that's halfway up the van, then it has to be supported with the side juts, then you have to put beams on to support those, and you need to know moments and everything else. You need to know the maths behind it in order so that when you sit on it, it doesn't fall over.
Yeah. So since we're creating the Patreon community for you, we would very much like your feedback as to what you would like to see there. We have obviously a lot of ideas, but what? Did you clarify?
Regarding width, but there's always good to add a dirty comment here and there.
Oh, okay, cool. That makes sense. Okay, yeah.
We get ya.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I was talking about Patreon. Wonderful. Basically, I'm gonna be doing stuff on Patreon, and I'm gonna fill you in on what the hell's happening with that, because setting up Patreon is about as equally hard as setting up live streaming. Or maybe we're just bad at everything. That's also possible.
No, we're not bad at everything.
Well, we're okay at filming with a normal camera nowadays, but that took us 2 years.
In 2 years, we'll be masters at everything.
No, not masters. Intermediates. Intermediates.
Yes, yeah. So we're going to be setting up our Patreon, it's going to come live, so you'll be able to see all the different stuff that we are going to be doing. We're going to be doing more live streams, more behind the scenes stuff as well, that we're going to be posting on there, and more detailed things like that.
Yeah, so if you're interested in building your van or something like that, and you want to basically part of that community or have more one-to-one chat with us with better drawings, and equally as clumsy shows, that's what I want to say about that. So yeah.
Cool.
Anything else?
Anything else before we go? Any last burning questions from everyone? Right. Well, I think we will leave our green alien to do some sit-ups. We will leave our blue alien to do some sleeping. And we'll leave our black, skinny and lengthened aliens to do some...
Sleeping
and head chilling.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
We should eat something else than chocolate today.
Yeah. Where's the cat? She was here. Oh, we scared her off when we dropped our notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. We're going to go.
I guess bye?
How do you end a live stream?
Just like this?
Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next... Is it next week we're doing one? Next Wednesday?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it next Wednesday? What's our calendar looking like? Yes. Yeah.
Is it?
Next Wednesday.
Or something.
Next Wednesday or something.
Actually, that one is supposed to be a very exclusive one. Yeah. It's not a Vine Design one.
Ah.
No. It's a different one.
You'll see.
You'll see.
Cool. So yeah, and we will put it public this time, the moment we go live. Nice to see you. Good luck with live.
Thank you
very much.
Luck we do need.
Okay, we shall end the stream now.
Yeah, I guess. Let's
Goodbye.
Press end. Bye.